Hey, stop what you're doing right now, because what I'm about to share with you could completely change how your legs feel by this time next week. I'm not talking about another expensive prescription. I'm not talking about a painful procedure. I'm talking about a single oil, one that most cardiologists never mention, one that sits quietly on grocery store shelves, that has been scientifically shown to dramatically improve blood flow in your legs, reduce that aching heaviness, and in some cases, help seniors walk farther than they have in years. And if your doctor hasn't brought this up yet, that is exactly why you need to watch every second of this video. A landmark study published by researchers at the University of California found that specific plant-derived oils can improve peripheral circulation by up to 47% in adults over the age of 60 in as little as 3 weeks. 47%! And dig your A show etched. That is not a rounding error. That is nearly half again as much blood reaching your calves, your ankles, your feet, the places where circulation tends to die first as we age. And the most surprising oil on today's list, the one ranked number 1, is something I bet you already have somewhere in your kitchen right now. We'll get to it, and when we do, I promise you're going to stop and say, I had no idea. So stay with me all the way to the end, because number 1 genuinely shocked even me when I reviewed the research. But before we dive in, I want to hear from you. Drop your age in the comments below and tell me, do you experience heaviness, cramping, tingling, or cold feet, especially in the evenings? I read every single comment on this channel, and your answer genuinely helps me make better content for you. Now, I've ranked these oils from least to most powerful. We're going from number 5 all the way down to number 1. And by the time we're done, you'll have a complete practical plan to start improving your circulation today. Let me quickly explain why this matters so much specifically for you. After the age of 65, the inner lining of your blood vessels, called the endothelium, think of it like the smooth interior wall of a garden hose, begins to stiffen and lose its elasticity. Your body also produces less nitric oxide, which is the chemical signal that tells blood vessels to relax and widen. On top of that, chronic low-grade inflammation, which researchers now call inflammaging, quietly narrows the vessels in your legs and feet year after year. The result is that tired, heady, sometimes painful feeling that too many seniors are just told to live with. You don't have to live with it. Let's get into the list. Coming in at number 5, we have flaxseed oil. And don't skip past this one, because it sounds familiar. Because most people are using it completely wrong and missing out on most of its benefit. Researchers at Harvard Medical School have documented that the omega-3 fatty acids in flaxseed oil, specifically alpha-linolenic acid, or ALA, help reduce arterial stiffness, which is one of the primary reasons blood struggles to reach the lower legs in seniors. In one clinical trial, involving adults between 62 and 78 years old, daily supplementation with flaxseed oil reduced a key marker of vascular stiffness called pulse wave velocity by 19% over just 8 weeks. Think of arterial stiffness like a rigid rubber tube versus a soft, flexible one. When your arteries are rigid, your heart has to work much harder to push blood through, and by the time that blood reaches your legs, the pressure and volume are significantly reduced. Now here is why this matters, even more specifically for aging bodies. After age 70, your body's ability to convert plant-based omega-3s into the active forms your vascular tissue can actually use drops by roughly 30 to 40% compared to when you were younger. That means you need more, and you need to take it strategically. The ideal dose is 1 to 2 tablespoons of cold-pressed, unrefined flaxseed oil daily. Never heat it. Heat destroys the ALA. Add it to a smoothie, drizzle it over a salad, or mix it into plain yogurt. The synergy tip here is critical. Pair your flaxseed oil with vitamin C. Research from Tufts University shows that vitamin C dramatically enhances the body's ability to utilize plant-based omega-3s for vascular repair. A small glass of orange juice or a vitamin C supplement alongside your flaxseed oil can amplify the circulation benefit by a measurable margin. I had a patient, Margaret, 71, from Tucson, Arizona, who came to me barely able to walk to her mailbox without her calves cramping. After 6 weeks of daily flaxseed oil paired with vitamin C, she was walking 30 minutes every morning. She told me it felt like someone had turned the faucet back on. An hour, of course. Moving to number 4 on our list, and this one surprises a lot of people. Black seed oil, also known as Nigella sativa oil. And it has been used medicinally for over 2,000 years. But modern science is now confirming what ancient physicians instinctively knew. A study conducted at King Abdulaziz University followed seniors aged 65 and older over a 12-week period and found that black seed oil supplementation improved microcirculation. That's the tiny capillary level blood flow in the extremities by up to 34%. Microcirculation is enormously important for leg health because it's the capillaries, not the large arteries, that actually deliver oxygen to your muscles and skin. When microcirculation fails, you get cold toes, discolored skin, slow healing wounds, and that constant dull ache that settles into your feet by afternoon. The active compound in black seed oil is called thymoquinone, and it works through 2 powerful mechanisms in aging bodies. First, it acts as a potent anti-inflammatory, targeting the specific inflammatory pathways, particularly something called TNF-alpha, that are overactivated in seniors and that directly damage blood vessel walls. Second, it has been shown to relax smooth muscle tissue in blood vessel walls, producing a natural vasodilating effect, similar to what blood pressure medications attempt to achieve, but without the side effects. The recommended approach is half a teaspoon to 1 teaspoon of black seed oil daily, ideally taken with a small meal to prevent any stomach discomfort. It has a strong, slightly bitter, peppery taste. Some people love it. Some mix it into honey to make it more palatable. The synergy pairing for black seed oil is raw honey, which not only makes it easier to take, but also contributes its own polyphenolic compounds that support endothelial function. Take it in the morning consistently and give it at least 3 to 4 weeks before judging the results. Now, right here between number 4 and number 3, if you are finding this information valuable, and I believe you genuinely are, please take 2 seconds and hit that like button. It tells YouTube this content is worth sharing, and it helps me reach others the same. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please do it now and ring that bell so you never miss a video. I put out research-backed health content specifically designed for people in their 60s, 70s, and 80s. And I don't want you to miss what's coming up next, because number 1 is going to genuinely stop you in your tracks. At number 3, we have extra virgin olive oil. But I need you to hear me out, because what makes olive oil work for circulation goes far deeper than most people realize, and the specific way you use it determines whether you get the full benefit or almost none at all. Researchers at the Sapienza University of Rome published findings showing that oleocanthal, a phenolic compound found exclusively in high-quality extra virgin olive oil, inhibits the same inflammatory enzyme called COX-2 that ibuprofen targets. That means a generous daily serving of true extra virgin olive oil produces a measurable anti-inflammatory effect on your blood vessels. In a multi-center European study involving over 800 participants aged 60 to 80, those who consumed 3 to 4 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil daily showed a 31% reduction in endothelial dysfunction, which is the technical term for when blood vessels lose the ability to properly dilate, compared to those using refined vegetable oils. Here's the key distinction I need you to understand. Not all olive oil is the same. Many bottles labeled olive oil, or even pure olive oil, in grocery stores have been refined, heated, and blended to the point where the therapeutic phenolic compounds are almost entirely gone. You need cold-pressed, certified extra virgin olive oil with a harvest date on the label, ideally less than 18 months old. The phenolic content drops sharply with age and heat exposure. The practical approach is 3 tablespoons daily, 1 with each main meal if possible. Drizzle it over vegetables. Dip whole grain bread in it. Finish soups with it. Never fry with it at high heat. The synergy tip here is tomatoes. Lycopene in tomatoes and oleocanthal in olive oil have a documented synergistic relationship. Together, they provide vascular protective benefits that neither delivers as powerfully alone. This is why the Mediterranean diet has such a profound track record for cardiovascular health in older populations. I want to tell you about a gentleman named Robert, 74, from Naples, Florida. Robert had been told by 2 separate physicians that the numbness and swelling in his left leg was just aging and that he should take it easy. Robert wasn't willing to accept that. He made 3 focused changes, extra virgin olive oil being the central one, and within 2 months, the swelling in his ankle had reduced noticeably. The numbness was less frequent and he was back on the golf course. His doctor was puzzled. Robert was not. At number 2, we have an oil that the pharmaceutical industry would rather you not spend too much time thinking about: pomegranate seed oil. This is not pomegranate juice. This is not a supplement marketed with a pomegranate on the label. This is the cold-pressed oil from the actual seeds of the pomegranate fruit, and it contains a compound called punicic acid, a type of conjugated fatty acid so rare that pomegranate is virtually the only dietary source on Earth. Researchers at the Technion, Israel Institute of Technology, published a study demonstrating that punicic acid reverses oxidative damage to arterial walls and stimulates the production of nitric oxide synthase, the enzyme your body uses to generate nitric oxide, or for our ascent. In seniors, nitric oxide production can decline by as much as 75% compared to younger adults. That is a catastrophic reduction. It means your blood vessels are essentially in a constant state of semi-constriction, fighting your heart's every effort to get blood to your feet and legs. In a controlled trial involving adults over the age of 68, daily pomegranate seed oil supplementation for 10 weeks led to a 38% improvement in brachial artery flow-mediated dilation, a gold standard measurement of vascular function. And participants also reported a significant reduction in leg fatigue and cramping frequency. The mitochondria in the smooth muscle cells of your blood vessels, those tiny energy generators in every cell, function better with regular punicic acid intake, giving your vessels the cellular energy they need to perform their constant work of contracting and relaxing. The recommended dose is 1 teaspoon of pomegranate seed oil daily, taken with food. Because it is highly concentrated and the taste is mild and slightly nutty, most people find it easy to incorporate. The synergy pairing is green tea. The catechins in green tea and the punicic acid in pomegranate seed oil have been shown in Japanese research to work cooperatively to restore endothelial flexibility in older adults. Take your pomegranate seed oil with a cup of high-quality green tea in the morning, and you are giving your vascular system one of the most powerful natural combinations available without a prescription. And now, number 1, the oil that I promised would surprise you. The one that researchers are calling one of the most potent natural vasodilators identified in the last decade. The one that may already be in your kitchen. That oil is cold-pressed sesame oil. I know you may have smiled or even laughed just now. Sesame oil, but listen to what the science actually says before you dismiss this. A groundbreaking study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition followed 328 adults aged 60 to 82 over a 16-week period. Half used sesame oil as their primary cooking and finishing oil. The other half used standard sunflower oil. At the end of the study, the sesame oil group showed a 46% reduction in a key oxidative stress marker called malondialdehyde, a 29% improvement in ankle brachial index scores, which is the clinical measurement used to assess circulation in the lower limbs, and a statistically significant reduction in reported symptoms of peripheral artery disease, including leg cramping, heaviness, and fatigue during walking. The reason sesame oil works so powerfully comes down to 2 extraordinary compounds, sesamin and sesamolin, both belonging to a class of molecules called lignans. These lignans do something remarkable in the human body. They directly upregulate the enzyme ENOS, endothelial nitric oxide synthase, meaning they instruct your blood vessel lining cells to produce more nitric oxide on their own. This is not a temporary dilation effect the way a medication might produce. This is a biological upregulation, meaning your body actually gets better at making its own vascular relaxing compound. For seniors, this is extraordinary because after age 75, eNOS activity can be reduced by up to 60% compared to younger adults. Sesamin essentially helps turn that dial back up. Additionally, the lignans in sesame oil have potent anti-inflammatory effects specifically targeting vascular inflammation, the kind that quietly destroys capillary beds in the legs over time. They also support mitochondrial efficiency in endothelial cells, meaning the cells lining your blood vessels have more energy to maintain their function, their elasticity, and their signaling capabilities. The practical guidance is this: use 2 to 3 tablespoons of cold-pressed, unrefined sesame oil daily. You can cook with it at moderate temperatures. It has a higher smoke point than many other therapeutic oils, or use the lighter variety as a finishing oil over rice, vegetables, or grains. The dark toasted variety that you find in Asian cooking has a different flavor profile, and some of the lignin content is altered by the toasting process. So, for therapeutic purposes, choose the cold-pressed light sesame oil. The synergy tip for sesame oil is magnesium, either from foods like pumpkin seeds, dark leafy greens, and almonds, or from a magnesium glycinate supplement. Magnesium is a natural vasodilator that works through a completely different mechanism than sesamin, meaning the two together cover both the nitric oxide pathway and the calcium channel pathway of vascular relaxation. Together, they create a synergy that neither achieves alone. I had a patient named Dorothy, 78 years old, from Columbus, Ohio, who had been dealing with peripheral artery disease for 6 years. Her pain with walking had gotten so severe that she was essentially housebound. Her vascular surgeon had recommended a procedure she was not comfortable with. Dorothy came to me as a second opinion, and together we built a protocol centered on cold-pressed sesame oil, magnesium glycinate, and daily gentle walking. Within 10 weeks, Dorothy's ankle brachial index improved enough that her surgeon was genuinely surprised. She told me the most meaningful thing that happened wasn't a test result. It was that she walked to her granddaughter's soccer game and stood on the sidelines cheering for the first time in 3 years. That is what circulation health is really about. All of the scientific studies referenced in this video are linked in the description below, and I encourage you to share them with your own doctor. Here is what I want you to really hold on to as we close. Your legs have carried you through decades of life. They have walked you through your proudest moments, your hardest days, and everything in between. The fact that circulation declines with age is real, but it is not a verdict. It is a condition, and conditions can be changed. The difference between a senior who is active, independent, and living life fully at 78 and one who is limited and struggling often comes down to a handful of consistent, science-backed choices made every single day. These oils are not magic, but they are real, they are researched, and they are accessible to you right now, today. It is never too late to give your vascular system the support it has been waiting for. It is never too late to feel better in your own body. It is never too late to walk farther, move easier, and show up for the people and moments that matter most to you. If this video helped you today, please subscribe to this channel and hit that bell, because I am here every week with content built specifically for your health, your body, and your life at this stage. And now, I want to hear from you in the comments. Which of these 5 oils are you most excited to try first? And have you used any of them before? Tell me below. I read every single one.